Hey everybody, how are you doing? Welcome to another episode of Wisdom Moments on K24 with Miss CJ Atemo, the Sage. I hope that your day is coming along well, and if you're watching this from a very different time zone, if it is evening for you, hope your day went well. If you're getting to bed right now, I hope that your whole day and evening has been good as well. Whatever time you are in, I'm just hopeful that you were good in health and of a sound mind. Have you subscribed to my YouTube channel, CJ Atemo? If you haven't done so, kindly go ahead and do that. Subscribe, watch, set notifications, of course, so that you are able to watch all the videos that we upload. Then like, post your comments, and share. That would be so good for me because you'd be helping us to put out positive and impactful content out over there. Also connect with me, CJ Atemo, everywhere. That's on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and then CJ Atemo School of Leadership as well on Facebook, and get to know what we offer right there, the modules that are available to you. If you want personalized attention, get in touch with me via the email address that is on your screen. A big shout out to the Panari Hotel for just hosting every of our recent episodes, and we're coming to you from the Sky Lounge, the Panari Hotel. That is along Mombasa Road. So if you are coming into the city of Nairobi, coming into the county, or you live within Nairobi, that you want a place where you will have serenity and get to work, have some fun and pleasure, you can visit or come and stay at the Panari Hotel. And today we're shooting from the Sky Lounge, which is on the 11th floor. And you will have an excellent view of the Nairobi National Park. You will have the bar area. You will have space for your meetings, for your work, or just to socialize. So check it out, and you'd be glad that you did that. Well, I started talking about something about men under siege, and that's what I'm going to keep talking about today. I started talking about that. I talked about the subdued man, and today I want to talk about the submitted man. You see, the whole concept of the empowered girl child has created a certain species of men, whether it is intentional or unintentional. I'm not putting this on the women. I'm just saying that having had the mutation of the woman into what is called the empowered girl, probably the men have had to adapt as well. And some of the adaptation has not been very good. So the men who are under siege, the question every time and every now and then you will hear, women will say, where are the men? Why are men intimidated? And then the men will be thinking, it's not easy to relate with women nowadays. And most of this conversation is generally because women nowadays work for their money. I have my own reservations on what we actually call the empowered woman, because financial empowerment alone is not wholesome empowerment. So we've got women who are earning money, but I'm not very sure that they're very empowered. That is a whole discussion for another day. But we're talking about the man under siege. So we've talked about the subdued man. The man who, because of personality, and this is the difference between that and what I'm going to talk about today, because of personality, he's very weak. So he has no voice, low self-esteem. This particular man has no voice. And if the woman he relates with has a strong personality, this man will totally not exist. So he has no confidence in himself. He doesn't see himself as bringing anything to the table. And he will just be there. He will just be there and do the bidding of the woman in his life. Now, that is not just because of the woman. The woman brings out this more clearer, but that is just a man who is battling with self-esteem. He's battling with his own insecurities. He's battling with confidence issues, and probably he's got this weak personality. But the submitted man, who is the second kind of man that I'm talking about, I will be talking about. The submitted man, on the other hand, may not necessarily be somebody who has no self-esteem, but most likely he is broke at that particular point. Submission is a military term, and it is to bring yourself under. you bring yourself under. Submission is not normally the term for people who are weak. It is something that somebody has to consciously do. They have to come from a certain position to allow themselves to be led, headed, guided, directed, or managed by another. So most of the men who are submitted because of their financial situation. So they want this thing to work, but then again, they have the benefits within the relationship of the other person probably taking care of bills or taking care of the larger part of the bills, so they get submitted. Of course, even for this, there is a sense of them being a bit weak as well. And I'm not saying this, I'm not trying to start gender wars over here, but there is a sense of being weak a bit as well. So the person also never stands up for himself. But generally, most times men will submit because the woman has the money. The danger with this is that you never really get to know who this man is. And that is where, when the man begins to make his own money or the woman loses her money, they will see this tectonic plate shift where the person becomes something else. He's either aggressive or becomes arrogant or just wants to live his own life, and sometimes will even begin to show tendencies of an abuser, if not physical, emotional, because they feel empowered by that money. And this is why money, in the sense of a relationship and marriage, should be seen as a tool and not a weapon. It should always be seen as a tool and not a weapon. Weapons are what you use to fight. Tools are what you use to build. If you consider money as a weapon, you will use it against each other. So the person who has the money will always have the upper hand, and the person who doesn't have will always have the lower hand. They will have no voice as well in that. The submitted man generally is the man who does not have the money. Now, if the woman is manipulative, or rather, if the woman in this particular case is not grounded, she can really get very manipulative. She can get very, very manipulative to get the man to do her bidding. It is important, even for the women out there, if you have a good man, if you have a man who knows what he wants in life, but he is in a financial situation and you are in a better place financially, do not use your money to manipulate the man. Or don't even use the love the man has for you. Sometimes it's not even money. Sometimes it's just that the woman knows that the man really loves her, and so she will use that to cause this man to nearly be a submitted man, because he doesn't want trouble. He doesn't want to lose this relationship. He values it. And sometimes that becomes the breeding ground for manipulation. Most submitted men are men who have been manipulated into submission. You see, it's supposed to be the other way around, and we can argue against it, we can talk about it, we can fight against it, but it's supposed to be the other way around. The man is supposed to lead and be the head, and then the woman is supposed to submit and offer the support that is required over there. The interpretation of that is broad and it is wide. We wouldn't even get into it right now. But when you find the man is submissive, there is manipulation. The will has been subverted somehow, and the proper order has been twisted. Do you know what it looks like to have somebody try to, run the show from behind the scenes? That is what is called manipulation. That you are the one in it. They're not your coach, they're not your trainer, but even your coach has to give instructions and then leave it to you. But sometimes you will just find the people who want to, you're the one sitting in the boardroom, but they want all that you say to come from them. It's all their ideas. They sit there, they never let you think. They will not let you think through it. It's everything that they want to be said, that they want you to say. That's manipulation right over there. They don't let you use your mind, make decisions or something. And that kind of manipulation produces submitted men. You can tell this man is not himself. In politics, they'd call that a project. But men under siege, we know that that's a submitted man. It's a man being controlled and manipulated so that he's not doing what he actually thinks he should do. Well, I hope that you're not that kind of man. And if you're a lady watching out over here, I hope you're not doing that to the man in your life. I hope you're letting the man thrive. If that's the man that, you got into a relationship with, well, don't try to manipulate. You can't have your cake and eat it at the same time. This is all the time that we've had on Wisdom Moments on K24 with Miss CJ Atemo the Sage. I hope that you have benefited from the talk right over here. The purpose of this particular series is just to get certain conversations going so we can talk about these things. And I want to hear the men talk. So get in touch with me. Remember to follow me on all social media platforms, CJ Atemo everywhere. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, CJ Atemo. Then set notifications. Watch, post your comments, like and share. And let's have these conversations. Let's see whether men are under siege, and let's see whether we can actually identify the men that we have around our lives and whether they are falling into any of these categories. If you're watching for the very first time, 9:55 a.m. every Monday to Friday, right here on K24. Big shout out to the Panari Hotel. Till the next time, keep it right here.